Hey guys, I'm back, and I'm here to tell you it's going to be a few different things today. Some of the things that will be different today are there will be three videos. They'll all be PST. One at 2 p.m., 4 p.m., at 6 p.m. I'm going to be trying to be doing this more in the foreseeable future. Mostly just due to the fact that I keep on missing a lot of days that I should be posting. Hopefully, those will keep me in check and to keep on posting videos so everybody gets their content. Whether it's going to be, whether it's going to be three videos on one day or whether it's going to be one video every other day. But I'm going to try to keep very consistent and try to get myself working. So that's what's going to be happening here. Oh, and another thing as well, guys, will not be posting on the weekend. So Saturday and Sunday, you will not be seeing content on that whatsoever. Friday you will, but Saturday and Sunday you won't. So that will be the case and what's going to be happening for the foreseeable future. Hopefully you guys will be looking forward to more videos and more content, so it's going to be less of a dry spell. And if there is kind of a very small dry spell, you'll be getting 3 videos probably most likely in one day, depending on how many days I missed. So that's where it is. And now we're going to move on to the great Supreme Court, not accepting the dispute over bathrooms for transgender students. Now, this is a huge problem for me in general, because I know that the Supreme Court doesn't really like answering a lot of questions in general, and that's a huge problem to me. I don't know why the Supreme Court doesn't want to answer these big questions or these really typical things. I mean, I'm going to assume they're afraid of backlash, right? Because if they answer it the wrong way, the loud minority is going to go after them and start raging a fit. But they have to answer these things, especially the Second Amendment ones, and things like this here, because it's important and they need to be answered. And if they're not going to be answered, then what's the point of the Supreme Court? The Supreme Court just needs to either what needs to happen is that all of them need to be kicked and they replaced with new people for the Supreme Court, or actually do their job. So I don't have very much faith in the Supreme Court because they're quite terrible. We'll go on with the article here. The Supreme Court on Monday declined to take up the issue whether the nation's schools must allow students to use the bathroom that match their gender identities. The court declined without comment to hear the case of Gavin Grimm, who has been at the center of a long legal battle with the school board in Gloucester County, Virginia. Grimm was born female but identified as male after his freshman year in high school, legally changing his name and beginning hormone therapy. The principal at first gave him permission to use the boys' bathroom, but the school board later adopted a policy saying restrooms were limited to the corresponding biological genders, which is good because that's right. You need to be biological gender to enter the bathroom. It makes other people feel embarrassed or awkward if you're entering the bathroom like this. For school officials, as for parents, the question of how to best respond to a teenager who identifies with the opposite biological sex is often excruciatingly difficult. Lawyers for the school district told the Supreme Court, but the privacy rights of millions of students are at risk if their transgender classmates are allowed to use bathrooms matching their gender identities, they said. Yeah, and it would be. Again, as I said before, a lot of this is just terrible. You have to when you do this, you're only thinking of yourself, and when you're only thinking of yourself, it leads to a huge problem at hand. And with that being said, you have to think about the other people involved, because you can't just invade other people's privacy, their rights, just for your own thing to be okay. That's not right. You can't do that. So you have to. It's a huge thing. The Supreme Court does have to get involved because you're pretty much invading on other people's rights, and you can't do that. So this needs to be settled. I don't think they should be allowed to use bathrooms for other gender bathrooms. I think that's ridiculous. It's dangerous for women that will have the opposite effect here. Lawyers from the American Civil Liberties Union representing Grimm told the court that treating him differently by requiring him to use separate single stalls bathrooms, single him out, and stigmatize him as unfit to use the same restroom as his peers. Yeah, I mean, well, because you're different, bro. I mean, that's the way. How else can I put it? They said there was no need for the Supreme Court to take up the appeal because the lower courts that have considered the issue reached the same conclusion, that treating transgender students differently violates a federal law known as Title IX that bans sex discrimination in school programs. Yeah, if you are biologically the of the correct gender. But I digress. Monday's order denying review in the case means Grimm's victory in the Supreme Court remains intact. The American Civil Liberties Union celebrated the action. Blah, 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 blah. It's a great old victory for Gavin. Great. Grimm said his illegal fight is over. Being forced to use the nurse's room, a private bathroom, and the girls' room was humiliating for me, and having to go out of the way bathrooms severely interfered with my education, he said. Trans youth deserve to use the bathroom in peace without being humiliated and stigmatized by their own school boards and elected officials. Yeah, and you guys are allowed to use your bathroom in peace as long as it's your actual biological birth, not when you go into other people's bathrooms and make everybody feel uncomfortable. Again, you're only thinking for yourself and you're not thinking for others at all. That's a problem. You're definitely not thinking for how other people are going to react or feel in that time span at all. Justice Clarence Thomas and Samuel Alito said the Supreme Court should have taken the case. I agree. Related issues may soon be headed to the Supreme Court, including disputes over allowing transgender students to play on the school sports teams matching their gender identities, which I hope is answered to the rightful part of it, so women don't lose their rights to play in their sports. Grimm originally went to the court in 2015, arguing that the school board's policy made him feel ashamed and isolated. In the Fourth U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals, based in Richmond, ruled in his favor. It said refusing to let students use bathrooms corresponding to their gender identity would violate the federal law. The ruling cited an Obama-era education department letter that says a school generally must treat transgender students consistent with their gender identity. The appeals court found that to be a reasonable interpretation of Title IX, and the school district appealed to the Supreme Court. But when the Trump administration rescinded the education department later in 2017, the justices said they would not hear the case and vacated the appeals court ruling. So Grimm refiled his lawsuit and won again in the lower courts, leading to this current appeal to the Supreme Court. Two things have changed since the first time the case came before the justices. The Supreme Court ruled last year that the federal civil rights law bans employment discrimination on the basis of gender identity, and now the bad instrument has interpreted that ruling as applying to the Title IX as well. A school's policy or actions that treat gay, lesbian, or transgender students differently from other students may cause harm, a legal memo from the Department of Education said. Well, because they are different, that's the thing. It's that they are. Mentally, they're definitely fucking different. That's for sure. And on top of that, it's that they're impeding on other people's rights. So you have to take that into consideration as well. It's all good and well until you impede on other people's rights, and that's when they start having problems. But I digress. You guys will eventually start seeing, if this does go through, you'll be seeing a lot of bad repercussions anyways, if this does go through. So it'll be all your guys' fault. At that time, homeschool your kids. It is what it is. So that's it for today, guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Remember, guys, you'll be having at least 2 other videos today being released, 4 and 6 p.m. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Leave a like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.